What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
In the House of Craze tonight, we have a very special guest, something different than what we normally do on the show. We have a jewelry designer on the show coming up. His name is Jonathan Izyayev. I hope I said that correctly. We're going to be talking to him, and then we're going to be doing, the Get Your Meds segment of the day. We're going to be talking about all ages. So we're going to be doing that in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your meds, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera. And I am with
George, the Dreamer Medina. Woo, that was rough. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. What up, Parelis? We are live. Once again.
I don't know what you're
We
saying.
are live. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Now you better.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh,
What's up,
no.
Ray Cross? What's up, ASAP? I'm running some
Ooh.
niggas.
Yes. If you haven't done so yet and you're watching this, please subscribe to the show. Hit the like button, comment below.
That's right.
We are live. We are going to be talking to an indie creator. And in this case, is a jewelry designer. Sam, this is different, bro.
That's what's
This
up.
is different. This is
Making
different.
moves, man. Switching
different.
lanes. Switching
Yo,
lanes.
it's different, but the same, right? Because it's different because normally we have comic book creators as indie artists.
Word.
But this is also an artist because he designs jewelry. Like it's awesome. He's got an Etsy shop. We're going to be talking to him about that. And he also has an Instagram, which I believe the links will be in the show notes. We do have a sponsor of the show.
Notes.
That's right. We're going to have a sponsor of the show today. We're going to be talking about Get Your Meds. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. So, Elise loves jewelry. So let's get it popping, Sam. What's going on, dude? I feel like I haven't been on for like it's been a while, right? Hasn't it feel like forever?
What's up, Grant? And his ass.
What up, Grant?
Yeah, it's been a minute. I was traveling for work, so I was in Philly.
Yeah.
I was in
On the
Pennsylvania,
road.
PA.
On the road again.
Yeah, on the road again. Just you and me. We're on the road again. So, I'm back in the game, back in the saddle, getting my my going on. Big news. I got off the phone this morning with Comics Wellspring. They just shipped out everything. So hopefully next week you'll all start getting all your stuff in the mail. So I'm excited about that. Your Kickstarter rewards will be in the mail next week. So that is fantastic. I've just been waiting on the books. My wife loves jewelry, so this is going to be a huge for me. Outstanding. And with that said, I'll start packing everything up this next week. And by the way, don't forget to sign up for the graphic novel launch. You know me, I'm a publicist. I got to keep doing this. So sign up for the launch of the graphic novel. The landing page is active. Sign up today. Get the head start. This is for the volume, number 1, issues 1 through 5. So it's going to be popping. So check that out when you get a chance. But just been grinding. Got some things brewing in the lab. I got your questions, buddy. I'll answer them sometime after this show. But thank you for the questions.
Yes. Thank you for filling us in on that comment. We appreciate that. Keeping us in the loop. I noticed you do this on live shows. I'm like, who's he talking to? Fortunately for me, I know who you're talking to.
You're the one who started the conversation.
I know the questions. hysterical questions, by the way. Big shout out to Paul Hayden
Yes,
out of ASAP Imagination.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then a big shout out. I'm heading over to PR, Puerto Rico. Oh, I'm heading out.
Going back to the homeland, huh? To the
Going
homeland.
out there, yes. There's some special things that got brewing just for that convention and just for mi gente. So that's going to be dope. And and I also have a big it's a Texas convention in Waco, Texas coming up. So April's a big month. I have 2 conventions in April. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, it's going to be cool, man. I'm actually going to be in Boston the weekend after Puerto Rico. I will be in Boston at WickedCon. Be out there, walking the floor, checking it out, meeting up some of my buddies in the industry. We're going to be talking. I'm going to be talking to a lot of indies, obviously about the show, but also about GIG, G-I-G, Global Indie Group. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you sign up. Go to GIG, globalindiegroup.com, and sign up. If you're an artist, if you're a creator, a writer, somebody who wants to get their comics off the ground, you don't know what to do, how to do it, where to find your artists, your writers, or whatever, go there. It's a nice community we started, and find your way on there. Yeah. Get your books done. We have a bunch of stuff in there, man. We got editors, podcasts, all kinds of stuff in there. So check it out. globalindiegroup.com.
There you go. Hit the drum and get wicked.
Oh yeah, baby.
Remember that?
Yes, of course. I'm an old man, dude. I remember all that.
Group.
What happened?
What group?
Oh, see, you're glitching out. Am I glitching out? Am I glitching out?
Yeah, you think you're slick. You gotta mute his mic. That's it. So George is having some technical difficulties right now.
I'm back.
There you go.
I is back, bro.
Public enemy.
But anyway, Sam, so we got a fun show today, bro. We have a fun show today.
We're gonna have me some fun.
We're gonna have me some fun. We're gonna be talking about a topic that's near and dear to both of us, because we do create these kinds of books, and we're gonna be talking a little bit about just target marketing and all that other fun stuff. You have an interesting show up on episode up on the show for the Crazy 10 or Less, speaking about digital marketing. That's up right now.
What's your digital marketing plan?
That's right. So check that out. We're gonna be talking about that stuff because as indie creators, we have to also remember that this is a business. As fun as it is to create comics, you got to sell them bad boys. And nowadays, we have the means to be able to sell them ourselves without a middleman involved. Crowdfunding is one of them. But there's also other ways to do so. So I think it's important that we know what we need to do and how we reach our target audience. And so we're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. But before we do that, what else you got, Sam? What else you got? What other info do we have?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. No, not only that, but if you haven't checked out and if you haven't gone to The Art of Samuel, check out my art channel. It's moving on nicely. And the newest episode is creating comic strips from script to illustration. This is part 1 of a series. So check it out. If you haven't gone to the art channel, subscribe today. I'm really excited with the growth of the channel. So again, check it out. I just got hit up. Kickstarter be hitting me up.
The bank account.
Yes. Sorry, it's been a while since I watched the live show. I've been really busy.
It's all good, Grant. It's all good, Grant. No worries, man. No worries. Big shout out to Grant Lankard, who's got a book called Beowulf. I believe issue number 5 is live on Kickstarter right now. And he's also in Diamond. So big shout out to him.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
That's right. So big shout out to him. Congratulations, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you coming on. Don't matter how long you're away. It's always a good time when you come back. So let's do this. Who else is in the chat? Who else is in there, Sam? I can't see the chat because I have limited.
We got Aurelis, we got Raincross Press, we got ASAP Imagination, Paul. We got got a few people in the chat. We got some people watching in silence on Facebook. Say hello from Facebook if you're out there. But
if you're on Facebook, come on over to YouTube.
Come on over, baby.
This is part of the questions.
This is part of the questions. What are you sipping on, Sam? I am sipping. This is bourbon.
It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show today. Yeah, baby.
It relaxes me. It relaxes me. I was in traffic for an hour and 20 minutes, bro. I needed to relax. I dropped more F-bombs on that roadway than anything. I was like, come on,
you an angry driver, bro. You an angry driver.
True story. Jonathan and I were going to what's that convention in Long Island? It was EternalCon?
EternalCon, yeah, EternalCon.
Right. So we happen to, we're leaving New Jersey. We're going towards the bridge, but every truck in the tri-state area is on that road, and they closed all the lanes but one on the George Washington Bridge. I dropped more F-bombs. I was slamming the thing. I was like, come on. And Jonathan's like this.
Boy, Jonathan.
He's looking at the window. He's like, Sam's losing his mind.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. I can picture it. I can picture it. You guys are freaking nuts. No doubt, man. It's all good. It's all good, Grant. We love to show love, bro. We love to show love.
Don't road rage. But you know what? I never get out. I never get out. Because I never know if someone's out there. Gonna.
Bro, I saw. So there was a guy on the road bringing out old school Christina Aguilera. Wow.
20 minutes, Sam will love to fight everybody.
Dude, I was a spectator behind two cars that were zigzagging in front of each other. The guy behind gets out. He gets out. Some dude gets out, goes to the minivan in front of him, and there was a woman. So he had to back. He was like, all right, well, watch what you doing, blah, blah. He started going back to his car. She opened up her window. She's like, fuck. I mean, she's like, ah! And she's yelling back at him. There he is. There he goes.
I just lost sponsors.
You ain't losing nobody, man. You're drinking bourbon. Wait, how are you drinking bourbon and I'm the one cursing? That's incredible. Anyway, yes, road rage is real, bro. Road rage is real. But
true story.
You gotta be careful, bro. You gotta be careful.
A buddy of mine, somebody cut him off, so he wanted to get out the car and go and square up with this guy. So he goes to go punch the guy, and the guy had a knife to his stomach. And the only reason why the guy didn't follow through is because he saw Eddie's wife, who was pregnant, coming out the car crying. Ooh. And so he pulled back and he says, you need to go back in the car with your wife. That's what I'm saying. Don't get out the car. Don't ever get out the car. And don't chase. Don't chase.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, dude.
Vent in silence. That's what I do. I vent in silence. I said, but in Texas, everybody's got a Glock. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to go keep going. I'm just going to keep going because everyone's got, 6-shooter and they're ready to use it.
No, it's true. It's true. You gotta be careful. I mean, road rage is serious. I mean, listen, man. When I drive, I don't get mad. I get even. I just, you're behind me. I'm hitting the brakes. If you're too close to me, I'm hitting the brakes on you. Slow down. That's what I do. I don't get mad. I just get even. But yeah, you do have to be careful. Though. You do have to be careful.
Sam vents with a drink bourbon. That's right. That's it. This is what I do.
This is what he does.
Yes. So yeah, that's it out. Yes,
that'd be nice. Anyway, so Sam, why don't we get a little sick with it? Why don't we do what we do around this time?
Let's do this.
It's time for your medicine.
All ages. Are you buying? What's up with that?
You buying, dude? So somebody tells you they have a book that's all ages. What happened?
Where's the cheddar?
So you see a book that says all ages, right, on the shelf. They're promoting it as all ages. Are you going to buy that book? Are you opening up your wallet and say, "Oh, all ages, I got this. It's me." Are you doing it?
That's me. That's all me, baby. That's me. Yo, if you look at my collection, it really is the art style that's going to attract me. And then hopefully the story second. So I'm usually attracted if it's all ages. There's a specific look that I look for. I have a big collection of all ages of books. And because that's just the stuff that I like to do. But yeah, I'm different that way, But if you look at my collection, I got everything from Ben Benders to what's his name, Jeff Smith, Bone. I have Calvin and Hobbes. I got the Peanuts. I got Garfield. I got the Art of DuckTales. So for me, I love all that stuff.
Now, what if I told you that that's not all ages? What if I told you that those books actually have an age appropriation to them? They're not an all ages book. They're not all ages book. They are actually geared to a specific audience and a specific age group. which is what I think. Why I think that all ages book. Whenever you're promoting something as an all ages book, sometimes it doesn't do as well as you think it would. And I think the reason is because, all right. So I read a quote on a Forbes article. Okay, the quote is,
"Oh, you read it.
To get a strong handle on a target audience, we need to identify the different types of buyers." Okay, one of the best ways to make this happen is looking at who actually makes or influences the buying decision. From there, you look at what their needs or problems are and what they're trying to achieve and how they can be successful, and your budget has to deal with it. So in our case,
for a second.
In our case, the buyers and the people who make the decisions are the parents. Right?
Yes.
But if a parent sees a book that says all ages and they have a 4-year-old, they're going to say, okay, it says all ages. Does that mean that it has themes that all ages can relate to? Maybe my 4-year-old's a little too young for that. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that. In the same way, if you have a 17-year-old and it says all ages, the parent may say, well, my kid is 17. I want him to read. That sounds like it's all ages. Then it means it's for kids also. Maybe too immature for him. He may not want it. I'm going to pass. But if you have an actual age attached to that product, then the parent knows exactly if they have a 4-year-old, that's for my kid, because it says, 2 to 4 to whatever, 8 or whatever it's going to say. So I think that by calling a book all ages, we are doing a disservice to our product, because the buyers, the influencers, the people who are going to make the decisions don't exactly know what that means.
Tell me why you want to go and make things so complicated.
That's the bourbon, baby. Sing it. But yeah, no, I think that we do need to break it down a little further, more than say all ages.
Speak on it.
Yeah, I think that is one of the issues. Listen, I loved, and I told you this when we were on the phone one time. I was telling you I had read Cthulhu, right? And I enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed that book. I thought that there were a lot of twists and turns in the book. It was a fun read. And then I started thinking, okay, who would enjoy this? And that is, even though it's a duty book, and you think, oh man, duty's for kids, that one had themes that I felt like maybe teenagers would enjoy more so than, say, an 8-year-old. Because Cthulhu is, it's a character that's, it's not age appropriate for kids. And so that book is specific for an age group that if you target it, I feel like you get a lot more people kind of clamoring for it. And I think it's something that you do at shows, and we do at shows. We'll look at people walking on the floor, and we'll say, oh, that kid's got a little kid. Okay, this book is for that person. Or we'll see a teenager walk by. Oh, this book is for you, bud. Come check it out. So we do it already. It's just when we put that label on a book that says all ages on it, it confuses the audience, and they don't know exactly what they're getting or if they should pick it up.
Right. So I had this at a con. One of Anyone World Books has art that appealed to a younger customer, but I spoke with the mother and said, flip through it first and make. That's what I normally say. It's like when they say, is this good enough for my child? They said, that's for you to decide. Check out the book. And they usually they buy it for themselves because they think it's cool, and then they introduce it to their kids.
That's right. You're not always going to be there to do that for the parent. So that's why if you have an age, they do it in toys. If you buy a toy, it'll tell you what age group that toy is, the age group for the kids.
And I think to answer your question, how do you decide? I think what you want to do is look at books like the books that are similar to what you have in the market, and then identify some of those themes that George was talking about. It's what's the theme of the book? What books are out in the market now, and what age group are they targeting? And you would have to do an analysis in order to determine that.
Absolutely. There are, some people go as far as, when you get with your editor and stuff like that, sometimes your editor will be able to tell you, hey, you know what, let's test it. Let's see who would be interested in this book, kind of thing. There's a lot that goes into deciding an age group for children, especially if you say, for example, you want to approach a library about it or a school about it. They're going to have to read the book, and they have to decide, okay, this is going to be good for my 3rd graders or my 2nd graders, or we're going to have to pass because this is for a 7th grade age group, and you think it's for kids, and you're like, wait a minute, I thought it was for kids, and they've decided, nah, you know what, our kids are not gonna it's not part of, shouldn't be part of our curriculum or whatever it is. Because that audience, the children, is it's a very tough audience, man. And not because the kids won't like it, but because the parents or the teachers or whoever it is,
the gatekeepers.
Yeah. They're the gatekeepers, for lack of a better word.
That's why I feel like for instance, 4 of the people who backed the Kickstarter were people I met at conventions, and they became fans of Duty, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like, to build my audience, I need to be out there more at cons. It's one of the biggest reasons why I want to do Puerto Rico Con, because number one, I've never done a convention in Puerto Rico. This is a huge event, and it's an audience that I can tap into, and then hopefully bring that along the ride. So for me, I want to do at least 7 to 8 events this year. And then hopefully from those 7, 8 events, 20 people come along for the ride or whatever it is. So, I think, and again, and it's up to them to decide. It's like, you pick up the book if you enjoy it and you think it's good enough for whatever age group your child falls under. That's for you to decide. It's not for me to tell you who you should, what you should do. But open it up and read it, and then make the decision, make the call. And that's the safest way for anything. So. Yeah, it's complicated, but if you do an analysis, it's just like doing a market analysis. It's just like we're doing analysis when you're trying to create a digital marketing strategy. Everything requires data and research.
Yeah, part of also the way I approach it too is I look at, okay, what's the age group of my characters within the book? So like Russ, for example, they're teenagers. So right off the bat, I know that that's not something that a 5 or a 6-year-old is going to enjoy. This is obviously going to be for a teenager. You know what I mean? 14 and over. That's who's gonna want to read Russ, 14 and over, or Wonder Duck, for example. Kids. I would say between the ages of 4 and 9, 4 and 10. Like, to me, that's the age group of the kids that are going to enjoy that book because of the themes in it. There's nothing. There aren't any themes that are too serious. It's all action adventure. It's fun. So I do try to keep in mind the age group that I'm writing for when I'm writing a story, because it's important, especially if you're writing for kids, because parents are very particular about what their kids read, and rightly so, right? I mean, they don't want their kids influenced by things that they don't think that they should be influenced by.
Parents just don't understand.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I thought that was something worth talking about. Just the label all ages. I feel like it's something that maybe isn't the right way to, especially when you're doing a book for kids and stuff like that. It's got to be a little more specific than all ages. You got to break that down. You know what I mean? Yes.
Break it down. I don't want nobody else to hear the sound. Remember that song?
Inappropriate right now. Oh man. But yes, that is the segment. Get your meds.
That's your Get Your Meds segment, and in a minute we're going to be bringing in our guest. I'm going to hold on until he's settled in. I know he's looking for a quiet spot, so once he settles in, we're going to bring in our guest, and we're going to talk about his fantastic jewelry business that he's got going on the way. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, pop it in until we're ready to bring our guest in. But I'm excited. So besides Wicked Con, what else you got going on? Any other events?
Wicked. No, I don't have any other events right now. This year, I'm trying to go and scout, do a little scouting, check out some of the conventions. I was over at a convention earlier this year with Johnny Syfax, so I think it's going to be rolling with you. Where was this? This was out in, actually was in Jersey, your old neck of the woods. And that was a fun show. But, again, I just want to do a little recon and check out some of the conventions that are going on. I do actually want to go to Texas, bro. I want to check that out.
I signed up for Baltimore Comic Con. I'm waiting to.
Baltimore's a good one, dude. Baltimore's a good one.
Yeah, I signed up for that because everybody went there and everybody was talking about how it was popping. So, and then John Leguizamo was there. I was like, yo, man, I can't believe I missed him. Yeah. Can you imagine if he shows up in PR?
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to try to do
getting up for a drink.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do Terrificon this year. I think that's in July. So I'll be out at Terrificon in Connecticut and do some of those,
I can't do that. I'm doing Fan Expo. Well, I'm on the waiting list for Fan Expo. I'm on the waiting list for Comic Palooza. I'm on the waiting list for Fan Expo. I'm on the waiting list for like every damn convention.
It's tough. It's tough when you're on those waiting lists because last minute they'd be like, all right, there's room for you. And by then it's like, oh shoot, it's like a month away or
That's
two.
what,
You know what I mean?
that's what Comic Palooza did to me last year.
And you
2
gotta
days
do it,
before
yeah.
the event, they said we have an opening. You want it? I said 2 days. Get out of here. All right, so our guest looks like he's ready. So we're going to run to a commercial break for one of our sponsors, and when we return, we're going to be talking about jewelry. Shout out to Rain Cross Press. Links will be in the summary at the end of this show. And welcome, Jonathan. What's up?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Outstanding.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, so Jonathan, before we start talking about your fabulous designs, we want to know about you. So who are you? Where are you talking to us from? And let's start there.
So hello, my name is Jonathan Izyayev. I'm talking to you from New York City and Manhattan. I'm a little running around finding a quiet spot. This is the best place I could find. My studio is a little occupied right now, doing some cleanup and a little clustered, so I thought it'd be a better outside place here. So that's for me right now.
So,
Awesome.
were you born and raised in New York?
I was born and raised in New York, then I moved to New Jersey, and then that's where I live currently. I just moved with the family here. And then after this, hopefully go back to my studio and clean up.
Outstanding.
Dude. Now, the studio you're talking about is a studio where you create all the jewelry that you have on your Etsy store? Awesome, dude.
Yep.
Awesome. How long have you been doing that?
A little over 2 years. I started in college, and then I started making it when COVID started. So I had more free time, so all my classes were online. And after that, I just started building, making design, and learning from there.
Outstanding. So let's go back first. You know, what was the influence? How did you? What was it about jewelry making that inspired you?
So as growing up, I always loved jewelry. I loved the diamonds shine, how metal looks when it's polished, how it doesn't look when it's polished, like different finishes. And then I just growing up, just worked with my hands. I was never like sit down in front of a computer person. Always had to do something with my hands. And then I was just looking around, and then I found a jewelry program at NJCU, and that's when I learned it, picked up professionally, and just kept on going from there.
Wow.
Awesome. How do you go about, like, I guess, you know, when we think about, and I'm thinking about this in the terms of comics and things of that nature, but this is different, obviously. I guess my question is, what is the process of creating a piece of jewelry from like idea to like actually producing?
So I do like I have a sketchbook I have carrying with me every single time I go out. And if I have an idea, I sketch it out like a little rough draft, and then I take it to my computer. I do CAD work, and then I just make a little CAD models, print them out. I like them. I go back, like them. I send them to the casting house. If I don't, I go back and fix it. But like the process is not as complicated as people think it is. It's just like keen details and understanding what each part of the ring does or jewelry does.
Wow. Now, let's say, for example, you're creating a ring, right?
Yep.
You sketched out this ring. How do you decide the material that ring is? Is that the inspiration behind the creation of the ring? How do you determine what material you're going to use?
So when I work with just pure metal, I see what's affordable in the market today. Right now, sterling silver is the most affordable precious metal I could produce. And there's also brass, bronze I can make, but I want to post it on my social media, post it to sell. People, in my opinion, don't really think that brass, bronze is like a professional type of view for jewelry, in my opinion, when I have precious stones in there. So I do sterling silver. Always go with sterling silver first. I'm doing like a CAD rendering. I always do gold or platinum because in the jewelry industry, that's what I see most jewelry is. Sometimes sterling silver, but gold and platinum are like the top metals people buy.
Outstanding. So how do you source your materials?
So I contacted a bunch of vendors, and they gave me a chance because being a small business, they have little 50-50 with you because they don't know how you're going to make it, what's your future like. So after talking to vendors, they gave me good prices, costs on the metal and the stones, and just kept working with them, in contact with them, and understand that I'm serious about this, and have built a connection.
So who does the cutting?
Their factory they have. I tell them the stones I want, the millimeter size, and color and everything, and they send it to me. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the company name. I don't want to get in
No, that's
trouble
fine.
or anything like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, what tools do you use for the measurements and the dimensions?
So right now I have a vernier caliper. It tells me how jewelry is measured in millimeters. Usually sometimes inches, but I don't really see it in inches that much. Basically, chains are measured in inches. But right now, just millimeters. Like I said, vernier caliper I use. I carry that with me mostly 24/7 sometimes, because people sometimes ask if they can make me ring. I'm like, sure, let's give me ring measurements, or like how long is this, how big is that, and just go with me. Everywhere I go, I carry a little work box with me, and like
That's a
surround
true
myself with jewelry.
entrepreneur. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have a question from our sponsor, Raincore Express. Do you have to test the jewelry for fragility or how it renders physically versus on CAD?
Yes. Like I said, I make it in CAD. I do rendering. It looks completely different in person. I have a little printer at home. I print it out, and then I test it on my finger. I put in the stones. After like that, I print it again, a more sturdy material. So first I print it out in wax, then I print it out in plastic, and then everything looks perfect. I send it to the casting house, and they send me some nice, more detailed renderings because they have more proper equipment, and then I approve it and they send it back to me in a couple of days.
All right. So now the creation process is one thing, but
Yeah.
marketing and promoting yourself is
Yeah.
another.
Yeah.
So how did you determine how you were going to navigate? And did someone have to make the introduction to the vendors, or did you do it blindly on your own? Did you do research? Walk us through that process.
Yeah. So I always been doing research 24/7, like, and with contacting people and getting my name out there, basically all social media. People are telling me to do trade shows and all that, which I'm looking into it. Just right now in my career, I can't afford to be in a trade show. So basically, it's social media, thinking about doing a YouTube channel, like getting my name out there, and then probably go out and do trade shows. I go outside showing my jewelry and people ask and look at it. I feel like it's another way, and just talking to people in the jewelry industry and help me get my name out there.
Right. So now the next question is you created your Etsy store, and we're going to pull it up in a second, but pricing is another factor, right? So how do you
Yeah.
determine your pricing when you're designing your pieces?
So I usually the price depend on pricing how long it took me to work on it. Or I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're going to show the one with the 3 stones. That's what you showed for the introduction of this podcast. That took roughly around 3 to 4 months to just design and get all the materials for it. So I really put time in the price, and then I add the cost of the metal and stones and put it into that price alone. And that's how I think about the price. I don't have that much posted. I'm still working on other jewelry products,
Right.
like chains and everything. So it's a whole process going on.
So yeah, it is. So what was the inspiration behind this piece here?
So I don't really like circle rings, even though that's a traditional way of looking at rings. I always thought, what kind of different shapes could go on jewelry? And for a ring, I thought a square. And then I made a square ring. People said, put stones on it. So I decided to do this ring, and people loved it. They're like, it's a nice piece, sturdy piece, and they just loved it. And people ask, how long does it take? How did you make it? And I tell them the process. They love it even more. And then they ask to wear it, and I let them wear it. It's like a full. People love this ring out of all the rings I make because it's different.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
And now, did you design your boxes as well?
Yes, I contacted a vendor. They have this box. I'm like, can it be a little more, looks more professional for people who are willing to buy it? And it shows this with my logo on it. they offer three different colors: pink, teal, and blue. I chose blue for this picture because blue looks nice with jewelry. And then I put in the comments and description if you guys want another color box, let me know. But I feel like the blue is looks better with the jewelry I present. And there's also black, but everyone does black. I don't want to be like every other jewelry store out there or jewelry vendor.
So when you're picking your stone types and color, what's the inspiration behind the types and the colors that you're choosing?
So for this one, it's supposed to resemble my siblings. I call it 3 sibling ring. It has 3 stones, and my favorite color is blue, and that's one of the topaz, my favorite stone. And I thought if I put all the stones together, my favorite stone with my 2 siblings, that's a nice family homage to this piece for myself. For the green one, I love green. I love the color emerald and the stone emerald, so I decided to put that with the other piece. So I'm trying to mix it up to show like I could do to the customer as well that I have precious stones and non-precious stones.
Right.
Jonathan, do you is this like, can you custom make these rings? In other words, if somebody wants another stone, amethyst or something like that, can the person then contact you and say, hey, I love that ring, don't like emeralds, can you throw in like amethyst stone in there? Can you do that?
100% I could do that. I'm trying to create more rings like that. So I can do CAD renderings, but they don't show that good detail.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find a way to show all the stones I can offer in the rings and all that. I just made 2 other ones with black onyx and the same color blue stone.
Yeah.
And all that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. What's your turnaround time on the rings when they're custom made like that?
I like to go as soon. I have the file. When I make the file, I make it all different ring sizes, so I have it ready to go to the casting house. And the turnaround time is like around 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow. Okay, that's nice.
Now that piece right there, tell us about the inspiration behind that.
Yeah. So this is my cousin. She asked me to make like a whole hand piece for herself.
Wow.
And then I don't know the detail behind this piece. She told me I don't know a lot to say because it probably might be a little copyrighted the show.
Right.
But she came up to me like, I love this piece. I'd like you to make it. Can you make it? I'm like, 100%. And we sat down, drew a bunch of designs and what she liked. I made it a little longer to make it look more comfortable for her, but she wanted it like that. And then we just kept on going from there.
That's great, man. That's great. I was actually going to ask you about inspiration. Like, what inspires you, dude? Like, I know you're sitting in a place here doing a podcast. Is it possible that maybe even when you get off this podcast, you have your sketchbook and you may be sketching something else? Like, what inspires you?
So I look for inspiration everywhere. I see what other people have on their body, like with the hands, the chains, the earrings, and everything. And then I look at the environment around us. So right now I'm in New York City. I look at the buildings. I'm like, how can I incorporate that to jewelry? What's
cool.
Other around me? And then I'm like, okay, how can I add my own twist to it that no one's seen before? And then one step leads to another, you get some feedback, goes to another step, and then I have a piece lined up and everything like that.
This picture, did you do a show? You had like some kind of yeah.
So during my college, in order to graduate in the art program, you have to have your own BFA show. And this is my BFA show. The piece you showed before with the shark, those colored rings.
Yeah.
That was my fossil collection I made. This has all fossil stones with mammoth, megalodon, and dinosaur bone and all that.
So basically, in 2 years, you produced a lot of content.
Yes, I produced a bunch of other content that I didn't show because I didn't like how it looked. I always keen for perfection everything I do. If I don't like it, I don't post it or try showing it out there because I don't like it and I don't want other people to see it and then get probably negative or positive feedback. For me,
right.
I critique myself the hardest. I feel like one flaw, I don't post it. Anyone tells me post it. I'm like, I don't like it. I'm very like keen in detail like that.
Oh man, Jonathan, this is amazing, man. Good stuff, bro. Yeah. I love all that stuff.
So what's the long game for you?
So the long game for me is get my name out there, get the piece that I'm working on now ready to be posted to the public, market myself on social media, a YouTube channel, and then probably build up my area, my studio, and get more people to help me work out and get build a team around me to get my business, being a small business, to a well-known company brand, and then be a professional jewelry store, and then work my way up and up and up.
So what were the three biggest things that you've learned so far throughout this process?
Marketing is key. Contact with the customers to understand that what the stone is, the metal is, how the process is like, and just good customer feedback, and understanding that some customers don't know or how it looks like on the finger, and how can they see it from their end. For example, if a customer reaches out to me from the other side of the world, I can send them a print out a version of their ring and let them see how it looks.
Right.
We have a comment from from Ace of Imagination. Jonathan, you're a creative genius. These are stunning.
Thank you so much.
So
Yeah, man.
now the flip side to that question, right? So what are some lessons that you learned that you wish you would have known before you started?
Do a lot more research. Don't think that you know everything from doing a little research. Talk to people in the industry, and just don't think that you're the best for knowing a little bit about it. Because when I first started, I'm like, I watch a video, I'm like, yeah, I already know what to do everything, I'm ready to go. And then I'm like, I talked to someone, and they just said, don't think yourself like that. Just learn. Don't think that you know everything, because I'm 100% sure you do not. So just keep expanding and learn. And don't be afraid to ask stupid questions that people might think is stupid in the field. This is your time to ask those questions.
Absolutely.
That's a great statement, because what you said earlier was that you said, I got this. So what gave you the courage to say you know what, I need to go and get
Yeah.
feedback?
So I was watching, learning from YouTube videos and channels in the jewelry field, and then I showed to someone, and they showed me, you could do this. I'm like, 100%, yeah. And they said, okay. They tried to prove me wrong, and then I did it, and they did prove me wrong. I'm like, oh, I overstepped on myself. And then they sat down and told me, take your time, do research. Don't be afraid to read books, study, and understand. Because when people start to field and get into it, they're afraid to do like more background research and understanding what to do in the field. And just contact people and understand that, hey, you're not the best. You're still a beginner. Don't hold yourself to the best, even though you did a little research, and then just study and learn.
Jonathan, what's your favorite piece to design? Is it chains? Is it rings? Is it bracelets? Like what is your? It looks like it's rings, but do you have other things that? Yeah.
Yeah. So right now I have 2 chains ready to go. I first have to make it myself to see how I like it, then I'll post it. And then right now I'm working on chains and pendants. Rings, I have, I want to say, 3 more rings on the side that I haven't posted yet, because I'm still setting the stones into it.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, go from looking to earrings to pendants, like brooches. I don't have my ears pierced, so I don't know anyone who has ears pierced who are willing to try my jewelry for like an experienced amount of time. So I'm looking to find a way to do that. My process is like creating pieces that I could test myself out before I send it to the public. So right now, chains and rings are the top 2.
Yeah.
So how many pieces don't make the cut?
Right now, I have 3 to 4 pieces that did not make the cut, and it's a little disappointing because I spent time on it. But like at the end of the day, that's what it is.
If you don't mind me asking, what made them fail? What was it that didn't make them make the cut?
I wore it. It didn't seem practical. Like it bumps it into the environment around you. It's too big, too small. It might interfere with the other fingers they're wearing. It might scratch a person's neck and all that. They might get caught on something. So, and then is it easy to get cleaned up or polished or to get scratched? Because when I make it, I polish it myself and send it to the customer. And the customer wears it for a month, gets scratched in a small little spot, and if someone can't clean it, then they're gonna have a scratch. And
Gotcha. So, Jonathan, as a consumer, let's say, for example, I go on your Etsy store, I order a ring. I think I know my ring size. I get the ring, it doesn't fit my finger. What are some of your policies, like return policies, or can you resize the ring? What are some of those policies that you have for your jewelry?
So, with ring sizings and with the wrong ring size, they could send them back to me or send me a quick message or phone number. Call to have my phone number there too, and we could work things out. They live close by to me. They could come drop off the ring, and we could schedule a meeting and go over it. If they live across the world, they can send the ring back. I'll happily take it back, take the stones out, order them a new ring, and set it. I feel like I want to have a good connection with the customer, understand like what they say to me is important, and I listen to them, and understand that I'm not one of those jewelers who just say, no, can't send it back, you deal with it, it's yours. If you don't like it, or you see something wrong with it, send it back. I'll happily work with you, and you want your money back, I'll happily send your money back. All I ask is for a good feedback when they buy it. That's all I ask for.
That's important. How long have you had your Etsy store now? 2 years, I think Sam said 2 or 3 years?
I opened it up around August 6th, I believe so. And I haven't been giving that much attention as I should. I'm more making designs so I could post onto there. But like I said before, I made designs that I didn't make the cut. So now I'm just working on other designs and understanding like business sides with vendors and finding the tools and environment to help the jewelry process better.
Awesome, dude.
So what's one thing you want? So people are seeing you on this episode. What's one thing you want people to know about you and your designs?
Most people know I'm a dedicated person to the jewelry field. I really want to work with people and understand that if you have a comment or question about jewelry, you can always reach out to me, even though you're not going to buy any of my pieces. If you have a question, want to know anything about the jewelry field or industry, let me know. My phone number and email is on my Etsy page. I'm always there to answer people's questions. And with designs, if you have any designs that you like me to make custom made, I'll happily make it for you. If you have any comment about the design, I'll happily list it and change it and understand where it's coming from a customer and outside you who has seen my pieces.
I got another question. It says, would you consider designing custom wedding rings?
Yes, I will, 100%.
Outstanding. So this is your elevator pitch, right? You got a captivated audience. I'm going to give you the screen, and the mic is yours. Go for it.
So my name is Jonathan Izyayev. I'm an owner of a small business called Izyayev LLC. I hope let me look at my designs. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Help me understand and help my business grow to become one of the best companies in the world. And just want to let you know, each piece of here are handmade by me. And so I'm lost for words right now.
You're doing fine.
Yeah, just everything's made by me and one-man show. Help me grow, understand, and help me create my dream and understand that jewelry is not just a piece you can wear. It's a person to resemble yourself and how you experience yourself in the world. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. Don't worry.
I'm a little nervous right now. It's my first podcast ever.
Hey, listen, it's all good, brother. It's all good. Listen, your jewelry's doing the talking for you. You have beautiful stuff, bro. Yeah. And we wish you much success. We appreciate you coming on, and I know it's tough when you can't be in your studio in your own environment. You have like things going on around you, so it's all good, brother.
I appreciate you letting me come here and talk about it. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're all about. Thank you for even reaching out to us. That's what we're all about. It's about the entrepreneur, the creative. It's about the independent. So, you're always welcome back. Just hit us up. And we wish you a lot of success. Your quality's great. Your work, your designs are great. You're gonna have a bright career ahead of you. So. Hey, the butterflies mean you care, and you know what? Yeah. And it shows in your messaging. So, congratulations, brother.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Thanks again, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys.
You too. Peace.
Later, bud.
So there it is. Check out the links are in the chat. Check out his jewelry. The brother's doing his thing. And great messaging. I love the fact that he learned the fact about humbling himself and reaching out and asking for help and guidance and seeking, getting guidance for the guys who actually walked the walk and have the experience and knowledge. I think that's what happens sometimes when you're young. You think you're Rambo and you think you can do everything. I was that way, when I started with Crazy Comics, like right, and then we learn, right. So great that he learned it early on in the beginning of his career, and I think he's gonna have a long promising career.
Yeah, man, looks good. Yeah, he's amazing, man. That was cool. Give me his info for my son for his wedding. Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, and big shout out to our sponsor today. Beautiful video. That was very well done. Very well done. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show, my man. Can't wait to do more work. I'm very excited about working with some of the guys at ASAP Imagination, Paul and the guys over there and the gals. I'm looking forward to doing some writing over there, which I'm going to be doing for books that are coming out. But big shout out to Jonathan. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Big shout out to you. And for anybody interested in jewelry, just like Dave was, go ahead and hit the links in the show notes. Check it out. His Etsy store is on there. His Instagram page is on there. Hit him up. He's obviously very accessible. Hit him up. Let him know what you're looking for. He customizes the rings for you. It sounds like a great deal. But yeah, no, that's awesome stuff.
And if you're watching this because you're a jewelry designer and it showed up on your social feed, you're like, what's this about? And you want to promote your stuff, hit us up. If you're a creative in any field, if you're an independent and you're making your own way through this big world, this treacherous, dangerous world, hit us up, and let's talk about what you do and let's give you some love. And that's what we do here up in Catch the Craze. That's why I got the red on, right? Gotta show the love. Amore. And when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pot.
You better start practicing your Spanish from Puerto Rico, bro. Make us proud of you. Like, hola, ¿cómo está?
I know is aquí yo quiero trago.
Oh, wow. You barely know that. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Amazing. Oh, yes.
That was my grandma. My grandma.
That was my grandma. Wow.
Rest in peace. But
abuela.
She used to chase me around with her. She would take out her teeth, her falsies, and chase me around the house.
Wow, I see where you get it from. I feel like that's something you totally do as you get older.
See,
chase your wife around.
That's the
chase your wife around with your teeth. Oh, poor Daz. Anyway. Oh, good show, man. Good show. Thank you so much for everyone who's tuning in today. Again, sign up if you haven't done so yet. Sign up to the page, right? To the landing page for There's Nails in My Toilet 5.
Yes, sign up to the landing page. It is live, and all you Kickstarter folks, your rewards are going out next week. You should start getting them. Look for those packages. They're coming. And so I'm excited. You don't understand what I went through trying to get my books. I was like, I ordered these in December. Why haven't I gotten it? So
it happens.
I was like, December. I was like, nah, man. I have a reputation for getting things on time.
Yeah,
and I'm proactive. You know how I do. I'm proactive. I get that stuff ahead of time.
You set high expectations. You know what I mean? You got to meet them.
Yes. So. The PR, chase you around. Chancla.
PR, Ecuadorian. Well, I think that's just the thing.
My grandmother had an arm. Like a quarterback, bro. She was chasing me and my friend down the block, and she had the broomstick, and she threw it like a javelin, and I'm running.
Damn!
It went get the back of my heel. Down. I was like, and I hit the floor. Wow.
Wow. How did you fall, Sam? Do that again, please. Yes.
It was over.
This kid is very dramatic. I can picture the child.
It was over.
You know what? I feel like grandma was like maybe 2 feet away from you. She threw a stick and hit you. And you're making this sound like it was a javelin. She's like the bionic woman over here. Yeah. Oh, that sounds about right.
It was over. No, she was quick with it, man. She was amazing. I love that. You know what she would give me as an 8-year-old for snack?
Oh no!
Black coffee, Bustelo black, with 7 scoops of sugar, and she would give me olives as a snack with black coffee and 7 scoops of sugar. That's why I was wired.
My grandma used to give us liver as snack, bro. Reacted to the platoon picture. He was. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, I'm trying to see who we have on the show. Who do we have on the show next week? Do we have anybody on the show next week lined up, Sam?
Of course you can. Yes, we do. We have what do we have next week? Yeah, they're humble. Where?
28th.
28th.
I don't know. I don't have anybody on. If we don't, it's just going to be us. It's just going to be us doing this the whole night.
No, we have Ari Gross.
Oh, it's going to be Ari Gross. So Ari Gross will be on next week, and we're going to have a topic, and we're going to have some fun.
Oh yeah. Ari Gross. He's supposed to be. I'm not sure if he's going to come on, but he's supposed to be. He was supposed to be on a couple of weeks ago, but I was traveling last week. But I was traveling, so we had to move him, and now his Kickstarter has ended. But
no.
hey, what you gonna do? I got a job now. I'm moving to next week. If he doesn't show, we're still gonna be on either way. But so he's scheduled to be here to talk about Awakening.
Okay.
The Awakening.
Cool. Cool. I'm actually going to be on with the Nerds of the Round at 9:00. My boys over there. We're gonna be talking about The Last of Us. You stopped watching that, right, Sam? And the Ant-Man movie. The Ant-Man movie.
See the Ant-Man either.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about all that fun stuff.
You guys got time in your hands. Is it? What is it?
You got to make time to live life a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I swear my brother used to curved 2 times. And my cousin. I'm telling you, bro.
Style, baby.
Yo, I remember. All right. So here, I got to share this story. My grandmother smoked a lot. Like 2 packs of Benson Hedges a day, right? Benson and Hedges. It was this big, long brown box with these long cigarettes, right? So I didn't know. I put the pops inside her cigarette, the one that go pop when you light it up. But I didn't know that she was gonna put her head over the stove to light it. So she went pop, and her hair caught on fire.
This dude, he Michael Jackson, this grandma. Oh snap! Pepsi commercial, 1980 something.
I was 12 years old, but I didn't know she was gonna put her head over the stove and light. Who lights their cigarette over the stove? And
Abuela, bro, in 1972.
We had to dump her head in the sink. We were like, it was crazy.
You try to drown her, bro? Yo, you are wrong for that, dude. Yo,
I love you. Oh my God, it was my mom came after me. I was like, but they couldn't. I was so fast. So fast. My mom would just raise her hand. I'm like, out, boom.
Like grandma, bro.
I know, grandma with the javelin. It was over.
Oh man! On that note, tune in next week for more Abuela stories by Sam Vera.
So if you like this episode, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so already. Leave a comment. Help those algorithms help us, because when we grow, the indie community grows, and that's why we're here. We are the heart of the industry. We're the Indie Creators Podcast. Support Catch the Craze. Give some love to our guests, and let's grow together and create memories with Abuelita. Rest in peace, Abuelita. Right? Home Alone.
Seriously, bro. Abuelita was a wet bandit. She was a wet bandit.
I know. With that said, thank you to our sponsor, Raincourse Press. Thank you to Paul ASAP Imagination. Thank you to Relis Delgado, Super Backer. Thank you. We also had Grant Lankard. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you, everybody who's been watching in silence on Twitch and on Facebook. We appreciate you. With that said, I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera.
George the Dreamer Medina.
And we are
Crazy.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquise. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
he described me. He said, I'm the
what? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Candy girl.